Today I want to show how you can make a number of changes and improvements to your website without a lot of effort, without a lot of cost, just by scrutinizing every element of the page, the text, the buttons, the images, etc. And this is going to improve ease of use for your customers, improve your branding, improve your overall website experience. So I'm looking at a site called Denner Vineyards. It's in the Central Coast of California. Decent site, looks nice, some nice imagery and branding on here, but just want to point out a few things that would improve this home screen just in a very simple way. So first of all, you can see this text floater and this other floater in the corner here. Get rid of those, okay? You can put those in the footer. They're not something that needs to get in people's way. I think a lot of wineries fall into the trap of using these little widgets because on desktop, they don't really get in the way, but on mobile, they do get in the way, and you really need to make sure that they're not doing that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, if we look at the top of the page, there are some issues here. So one is that it's really hard to see the menu icon there. I didn't even notice it was there until just now, to be honest with you. I actually thought that they forgot it. So just improving that. On contrast, the search icon is quite visible, and this is a winery with less than 20 total wines. So search really doesn't offer any value at all. So getting rid of that would be useful. The next thing I want to talk about is this video. It's a beautiful video, okay? There's some really great drone shots here. But the thing is, people don't come to your homepage to watch a video, okay? And this goes back to, the idea of being a luxury brand and so forth and so on. And branding is important, okay? I'm not saying it isn't, but a video like this doesn't offer any value and ends up making the page, more cumbersome to download, more slow to download on a bad connection, and doesn't really offer any value. Whereas, a really nice photo in this place would be perfectly fine. I think video is great in the scenario where if you have your winemaker giving a tour of the facility or talking winemaker philosophy or talking about specific wines where the person says, hey, I want to watch this video, have a video, invest your video dollars here, okay? Don't invest them in these sort of generic videos that don't offer any value. Okay. Next thing is the text, okay? There's a lot of text on this homepage. If you scroll down, you look at it, you're just hit with these walls of text. And the thing is that it's true, okay, what they say, that people don't necessarily like to read on the internet, especially on transition pages like a homepage. Okay, the purpose of a homepage is to get people into the site, into the section that they want to go to. And so if this is if you want to get people to the visit us section, have something short and snappy. Okay, it's very easy to quickly scan and see, do I want to click on this or not? Okay, nobody wants to read a paragraph. If you feel the need to have additional text deeper in the site, you come down here, you have winemaking philosophy. Like somebody might be interested in your winemaking philosophy, but not on the homepage. Okay, so give me a snippet, a very quick, short, snappy thing, click into it, and then I can read more about the philosophy if that's something I'm interested in, or as I was saying before, maybe watch a video about the philosophy. Okay. The last thing I want to point out is just the calls to action here. Come visit us in the center here, latest offerings, explore. These all have very low contrast. And so these are the things that you want people to click on. It goes up to the top left corner menu as well. All low contrast. So increasing the contrast of those things, I think, would make a big difference in making it easier for people to use this page, especially older folks with losing their eyesight and that sort of thing. I'm not even talking about accessibility for people who are truly blind, but just people who maybe don't see as well as they used to. There's something here where I show you a mock-up, a prototype, if you will, just illustrating a few of the suggestions I've made here. This was a quick exercise, just took 15-20 minutes, mock something up real quick, not meant to be a full design process like if these were my clients, but did want to show how with not a lot of effort you can pretty easily address some of these issues that I mentioned. So let's take a look. So I do want to point out here that I've made this grayscale, black and white, because I want to emphasize that this is not meant to be a final design. It's meant to be a quick exercise to showcase that here's some easy ways to address some of the issues I pointed out. So at the very top, you can see I've increased the contrast on the menu, make that really easy to see that, oh, that's where I click for the menu. People are pretty understanding of those lines indicating a menu. I've removed the search bar as we talked, or the search icon as we talked, because it's not offering any value here. I've also removed the video at the top and just chosen an image that is that was featured on the homepage. There are some really nice drone shots from the video as well. You could pick a still from one of those easily as well. Then scrolling down, what I was saying about the extraneous text and just making it easier to read these sections. So bumped up welcome to Denner Vineyards, made that much larger, made this left aligned because left aligned is easier to read than center. Taken what was a paragraph wall of text that took up the majority of the screen and cut it down to something really snappy. Come taste our site-specific wines while enjoying a lovely view of the Paso countryside. Visit us. Really easy to see call to action, understand what to do there. As we scroll down, same thing here. We had that huge wall of text for winemaking philosophy. I've taken, the smallest amount from that, genuine expressions of vintage and vineyard, but also the people that make them, given it a snappier header. And in this case, I've given two choices for calls to action. You can view the wines, or you can read more about the philosophy. You may be able to put the philosophy information on the wines page and just have a single choice here, but just wanted to showcase that option as well. And then same thing on Wine Club. There was a couple lines of text here with just a bunch of extraneous words, when the reality is the Wine Club is exclusive access to wines and events. Boom. You've told me what it is. I can click on it. Again, a clear call to action. And then down at the bottom of the page, I've just removed the floating buttons. I didn't put those in the footer, although certainly contact us is in the customer service menu already. But you can easily put those floating things in this footer area. So again, not saying this is the perfect solution. If Denner was a client of mine, we would certainly discuss a variety of different options here, but just wanted to show real quick that with a couple of small changes, you can make this page, going from a reasonably designed page that's, has some confusing parts and some parts that are not focused enough, to really focus, really clear, easy to understand, and get into the shopping or the visiting or whatever the person came to the website to do.